My new sports review for Super Bowl 57 is now uploaded just a few days after the big game, so I hope by now everyone is no longer hungover and back to work. Let's go. So for this review, I'll be breaking the video down into 3 parts, which all play into a major effect of the special event, which is the Super Bowl. First, I'll show you my top 5 commercials with some brief footage and discussion, followed by a few highlights from Rihanna's performance with my thoughts. And then I want to provide some fun facts about the game, which I found interesting, and then to wrap things up, just to give you my final thoughts about the game overall. So let's get right to it. Here are my top 5 commercials from this year's game.
Get this paper. Looking good, dog. Tony, get Marcus the ball. Man, are you sure you ate? I'm 9.
Bradley Cooper and his mother.
Hi, how can I help you?
Yeah, I don't like the way you look. Does G-Mobile really have a 5G?
America's largest 5G network. Try it again.
Oh my God, you look like a flamingo in this.
Okay.
Yeah.
America's largest 5G network. How can I help you? Hi, how are you? Can I help you?
Thank you for creating the replay.
The walkie.
And the battery. The egg carton, the ironing board, the electric wheelchair, Hawaiian pizza, instant potatoes, canola oil, trash bags, and thank you for this. Thank you for giving us hockey, basketball, and thank you for football.
What? No way.
Yeah, look it up.
And shelter.
Hello, I'm Sarah McLaughlin. For just dollars a day, you can help helpless animals find shelter.
Wrong shelter, Sarah. Also, that's a wolf. Head for the mountains.
Premature electrification. Symptoms may include fearing you might not be able to last as long as you'd like.
There was plenty of charge before, and sometimes it goes away.
A lot of times.
I've been working a lot.
Being unsure if you'll have enough power to handle your payload.
I don't know if I got the power for this, baby.
I'm adventurous. I like to go all the way. I don't want to have to question if we're even going to make it.
Yeah.
It's a concern.
Lacking the confidence about getting and being able to keep a charge.
Having to stop every time we got really excited, that wouldn't work for me. Stop. Start. Stop. Start.
If PE, premature electrification, is something you're worried about, go to ramrev.com and find out if the Ram 1500 Rev, with options being designed to extend range in satisfying ways, is right for you.
Stop. Start. Stop. Start.
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future.
Alright, so to be blunt and just get straight to the point, I thought this year's commercials were trash. First of all, when it comes to the movie trailers, the only new movie trailer that we actually got was for the movie The Flash, which was awesome, don't get me wrong, but every other movie trailer after that was either a second or a third trailer for that movie for movies we already knew that were coming out, so overall I just kind of found it disappointing. But let's sit back and really think about this. The majority of commercials this year, I would say around 90% of the commercials were celebrity based, meaning that they were promoting heavy on these celebrities to market their products, whatever the case may be. After I found this trend overused this year, I was kind of annoyed because it's similar to Hollywood where they just keep rebooting franchises over and over. There's no more originality or natural comedy to these marketing campaigns anymore. Just absolute no substance, and I think the audience, the consumer, would just automatically buy this product because so-and-so celebrity is making a corny joke. But not me, not today, not this year, so next year, please do better. I think my problem is I did graduate with a bachelor's in marketing, so when it comes to branding or promotions, I probably do take it a little bit more serious than the average consumer. But this is a good thing, right? Because I got y'all. We on the same page. I'm looking out for you guys. If I see it, I'm gonna call it out, just like the refs in this game. But we'll get to that later. But now to transition to Rihanna's halftime performance presented by Apple Music. You see, branding. Last year, I believe Pepsi was presenting, but this year might be a first for Apple Music, which I did find cool. But was it as cool as Rihanna's performance? Let's check it out.
like it came from 80. While you were sitting on the ground. Pull it up, push it up, fall out. Pull it up, that's how we ball out. Pull it up, push it up, fall out.
So two things that was visually obvious about her performance was that Rihanna was high as shit in the air. You can't deny it. It was risky, but not only for her, right? Because the second obvious thing that we noticed was that she's pregnant. So congrats to her, because those two parts about her performance is what makes it legendary to an extent. But let's keep it real, right? This performance was definitely a vibe. But me personally, I probably wouldn't put in my top 10 performances of all time because the energy, it kind of was low key because she was pregnant. But I did love the minimal dancing from her, along with the massive background dancers that surrounded her. It kind of reminded me of those marching band competitions, you know, when like all of those players are on the field and they're all in perfect synchronization. So I just thought those two complemented each other very well. And Rihanna, she's always been known as a sex symbol, right? But she's also one of those cool artists in regards just to her style and her demeanor. So as you're watching her do those dance moves, although like she's not going hard, it just reminds us of what she's capable of. Because keep in mind, her last live performance was in 2018, and also don't forget, she started back in 2005 with her hit single. And we also can't forget, a lot of people probably don't know this, is that she has 8 studio albums and 14 #1 hits. So I do think she was deserving of having the opportunity to perform at the halftime show, and I do think she did a good job with her singing on top of her own vocals. I did see online that some people thought she was lip singing throughout the whole entire concert, but if you go back and watch it, like that's just her vocals and she's singing over it. And although I see online that some people are also saying that there was a lot of symbolism going on, such as referencing Illuminati or devil worshipping, but with her, I mean, I'm trying to give credit to where credit's due. She was fully clothed, and it's not like she was twerking left and right like some of these other artists do in some of these other demonic performances, such as at the Grammys. So I'm just trying to say that her performance was simply refreshing in regards to her overall energy and ensemble. I just wish that to bring the energy up a few notches, that she would have brought out some surprise guests, some surprise artists, because she has so many great features. But shout out to the camera guy, because you already know that he knew what he was doing, right? To show the scale of her performance, it was just unbelievable to see. And before we transition, I have to show you some funny memes I found online.
That shit is crazy. I really don't like that guy.
Congratulations! Oh my God.
Okay, so let's get into the main event, and by doing this, I was going to show you some highlights from the game while giving you 10 fun facts that I found interesting that I think you guys also might find interesting, and then after that, I was going to give my opinion and thoughts about the overall game. This year's Super Bowl was hosted in Glendale, Arizona, making it the 3rd time the game has been played at the venue and 4th time in the state of Arizona, with the last appearance being in 2014. Did you know this was the first time the Chiefs and the Eagles faced off in a championship game, although the Chiefs and Eagles have only met 9 times in history? This was the Chiefs' 3rd Super Bowl appearance in 4 seasons, and for the Eagles, this was their 2nd Super Bowl appearance in 6 seasons. The Chiefs have now won 3 championships and lost 2 from 5 Super Bowl appearances, Plus, they played in the very first Super Bowl. The Eagles have won one Super Bowl and lost 3, with only winning 1 in 2017 against the Patriots. Andy Reid, who's the Chiefs head coach since 2013, famously spent his first 14 years as NFL head coach with the Eagles, and he still ranks as the winningest coach in team history of the Eagles. Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs was drafted the same year as the Eagles won their first Super Bowl in 2017, but he spent most of his rookie season as the Chiefs' backup quarterback. At 24 years old, Mahomes became the youngest quarterback to ever win Super Bowl MVP in 2019, and this year he became the 5th quarterback in NFL history to win both MVPs and 2 Super Bowls after Hall of Fame legends Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas, and Joe Montana, all who accomplished this over the age of 30. Jalen Hurts of the Eagles is only in his 3rd NFL season, and at just 24 years old, he's also the youngest quarterback in team history to ever advance to the Super Bowl. Hurts and Mahomes, who is biracial, would be the first pair of black starting quarterbacks in Super Bowl history, and Hurts also previously became the first black starting quarterback of the University of Alabama to win a national championship. And Travis Kelce is the younger brother of longtime Eagles center Jason Kelce at 35 years old, who spent his entire 12-year career in Philadelphia, and they are the most accomplished NFL siblings outside of Peyton and Eli Manning, but one record that they have with the Manning brothers is that now they'll become the first brothers to ever square off in a Super Bowl, so congrats to the parents because this was a win either way, no matter the turnout. Now my thoughts about this game is that it was a great game, but up until the last few minutes. The majority of the game did go back and forth with both teams making unbelievable plays, but also a very few mishaps. This could have been from Jalen Hurts fumbling the football or Patrick Mahomes getting injured. Both quarterbacks displayed great acts of leadership for their teams by redeeming themselves throughout the game. And this was from Jalen Hurts' Hail Mary passes to Mahomes' random runs. Actually, kind of the opposite, because in this game, Hurts did have 3 rushing touchdowns, which ties a Super Bowl record with Terrell Davis from the Broncos, who is actually my favorite player of all time. And Mahomes also had 3 touchdown passes, which helped him get MVP of the game. Before I get into the anticlimactic of this game, did y'all notice how crappy the field looked? Apparently they used a new type of grass for that stadium, but it's always been a problem for players with them slipping. Even at halftime, they had the staff come onto the field to try to cover up and fix the divots. And from a non-fan of football such as myself, it just looked really bad and even noticeable to someone like me. Now the ending, I think most of you will understand this reference, but can you also agree with me that this is kind of the Game of Thrones of Super Bowls? Every episode was great for every season, up until the last 2 episodes. I don't want to bring up bad memories, but you get the point. I mean, throughout the game, there were just so many great transitions that kept the score very close for the most part, up until like the last few minutes, where many would say it was a very questionable call from the ref, if not a very bad call. And it makes you wonder, are sports rigged? Is it due to all the sports illegal betting going on? If it's rigged, I just don't know how they plan it so perfectly with such a little time left. But this turn of events changed up the mood for everyone, because when it comes to football, it's all about the timing on the clock, right? If you have possession of the ball, how can you utilize the time to benefit the outcome? Because the ref that called the penalty on the jersey tug forced the Chiefs to go from a 3rd down to an automatic 1st down. I'm all for fouls and penalties, but only when it's an obvious call. When you look back on the replay, the jersey tug wasn't even hard at all, and the throw was way over the receiver's head, so it's not like he was going to catch it anyway. This was just crucial timing in the game for the refs to make such a bad call, because even if they didn't make the call, right, and the guy didn't catch the ball, the Chiefs still had a good opportunity to score. This could have been either through a 1st down just to keep it going, or they could have went for the touchdown, or they could even hit a field goal. That would have made it way more exciting, since the Eagles would have had a better opportunity to bring the ball up the field. If anything, the game could have also went to overtime. But instead, the Chiefs make the selfless play for the better of the team so they could run out the clock, score last second, leaving the Eagles with only 1 play left from way down the field, and then the rest is history with the Chiefs winning the game. So in closing, I would have to say that although the game had a strange ending, the majority of the competition was very fun to watch. The Super Bowl event as a whole could have been better with a more exciting halftime performance from Rihanna to better commercials all around, since those commercials were lacking creativity and humor, relying heavily on celebrity endorsements. But in the end, we can't deny the amazing possibilities of greatness from Rihanna's comeback, to Jalen Hurts' bright future, and to Mahomes and the Chiefs as a new NFL dynasty to watch out for.
You gotta fight for your right to party! Congratulations!
I also wanted to mention that I did do a sports review for last year's Super Bowl, Super Bowl 56, but actually just went back and added a few chapters to the actual video. Therefore, if you don't want to watch the whole entire thing, you can skip and watch a certain chapter, whether if it was the halftime performance, the commercials, or the actual game highlights. Oh yeah, and side note, I probably shouldn't say this, but although I'm wearing a Chiefs hat, I was going for the Eagles, right? It's just when I went to go buy a hat, all the Eagles hats were sold out. So I think I was going for the Eagles because they were more of the underdogs, I believe. But until next time. But what did you think about this event overall? What did you say was your favorite part? Did you enjoy the halftime performance the most, the commercials, or the actual game? Let me know down in the comments, and consider liking this video and subscribing if you're new to the channel. This way you can keep up to date with more fun reviews uploaded weekly. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.